Today we are making a hearty, healthy 3-bean vegan chili that's also packed with a rainbow full of veggies. It's awesome for these cold winter months, great for meal prep, super cozy. So stick around and let's get started. When doctors talk about eating the rainbow, they're not talking about Skittles. They want you to eat a variety of colorful fruits and veggies to get as many nutrients as you can from whole foods. So we've got some red onion, which is actually purple, yellow squash, green bell pepper, dark leafy greens from the kale. I've got orange carrots and tomatoes as well. I'm using fire roasted tomatoes that I'm gonna puree. I'm also using 3 types of beans, dark and light red kidney beans, black beans, and I'm gonna throw some corn in there too for a little sweetness and some tomato paste to thicken it up. I chopped up all my veggies and I started out by sauteing the onions with a splash of water to keep it oil-free. Then I added my carrots, my bell peppers, and my squash in that order. Once the veggies got softened, I added a can of tomato paste and stirred it up to kind of bring out the fragrance from it. And then I'm just gonna add some extra water to make it nice and saucy. Next, I'm adding my beans, which I have drained and rinsed. So I'm starting with a can of black beans, of course the red kidney beans, both light and dark. The little boxes are the equivalent size of a can, so whatever you can find. These just happen to be really cheap at grocery outlet. But feel free to sub in whatever kind of beans or legumes that you like. Chickpeas work great, pinto beans, whatever you're into. Next, add in whatever kind of canned tomato variety that you like. I'm using whole fire roasted tomatoes, which I've just pureed to a good consistency in the blender. And I'm using about half of that large can that you saw earlier. So this is approximately 14 ounces of canned tomatoes. For the seasonings, I'm using a generous amount of chili powder, as well as some cumin, a little dash of smoked paprika for that nice smoky touch to it, and I'm also adding salt and pepper. Feel free to add whatever kind of seasonings that you like. You can add garlic powder or onion powder if you wish, but I wanted to keep mine pretty simple. Next up, I like to add a bit of blackstrap molasses. It just adds an extra layer of depth, smokiness, and a little bit of sweetness to balance out the acidity from the tomatoes. By the way, blackstrap molasses also have iron and magnesium and a bit of calcium, so it's better than just your typical sweetener, I guess, and I really like it. Now I'm adding in a can of drained and rinsed corn. Again, this is just gonna add an extra pop of color, a little bit of sweetness and texture. Last but not least, we're going in with half a bunch of chopped fresh kale. This is a fantastic way to get more greens into your diet if you're not so much into salads or green juices. I mean, these are swimming in so much bold flavor that you can barely taste the greens, but they're still good for you. Stir it well and cook it down until the kale is just barely wilted, and now your chili is ready to serve. You can certainly serve this chili on its own, but I like to scoop it over some hot cooked rice. It just makes it more of a complete meal to me, more filling. It stretches out the chili more if you're on a budget. It's also fantastic with cornbread muffins, which I'll have a recipe for you linked above. And there is our cozy, hearty, healthy vegan chili packed with beans and veggies to nourish you during these cold winter months. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to the channel for more videos every Sunday. See you next time and have a great week. Chili's baby back tofu.